Welcome to another episode of Gameplay and Review, and today I'm doing a remake of a game that was originally on the Sega Saturn, and it actually had two games in the series. The second one goes for quite a bit of money nowadays, and it's like over $300 or $400, maybe even more. And the game I'm talking about is Panzer Dragoon, and this of course is a remake. All that it really is that I know of is they just redid the game with improved graphics, because the Sega Saturn's graphics were quite different. And I used to have a Sega Saturn back in the day, and I didn't try Panzer Dragoon, and I really should have. But I get to try the remake though, and I get to find out if it's any good. And you will find out if the game's any good or not, if I'm going to recommend it to anybody. The question is this remake awesome? Let's find out. Okay everybody, it's time to play Panzer Dragoon Remake. And the reason why I'm doing this game is because I've been doing the spin the wheel things. Alright, now it's time to find out if Panzer Dragoon Remake is any good. I've never played the Sega Saturn version, so here we go. Here we go. I'd love to play the Sega Saturn version. I'd like to get a Sega Saturn again. I haven't seen the story yet, so I'm not going to skip right away. Alright. Alright. So he's in the cave. That was pretty long, actually. That kind of surprised me. Well, finally of the game. Wow, that was pretty long. Well, the only issue is the load times, but I can live with that. I don't need to read the story again. Let's do it. Sorry about the long, the story's pretty long. And I'll probably skip it. I'll probably skip that and go right to the game. So you're probably watching this one because I actually cut it to the title screen because the story was rather long. So I want to get some gameplay in. So here we go. pretty tough. Especially when I'm learning. Woo! Well, that was fun. So I might not actually skip the story at all. I might just play for a little bit and then get to my final review. Because that was pretty fun. So episode 1 completed. Okay, so I have 3 credits. There's only 5 enemies that I missed. I'll play a little bit of episode 2 and that should do it. Okay, so that was it. Episode 2. So I think I'll play a little bit of episode 2 and that should do it. Alright. Starting to learn it more. Game's a little tricky. Tricky game at times, but fun. It's fun though. a dragon. I wonder what that means. I'll play this off camera because I'm doing this game for quite a bit. So I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to tell you my final review. Sorry, I'm going to do my final review. So I'll see you then. So, what did I think of Panzer Dragoon Remake? Well, it's a real shame that I never got to play Panzer Dragoon or Panzer Dragoon Saga on the Sega Saturn because I don't think it was available or I maybe wasn't interested. I used to have a Sega Saturn back in the day and there were quite a bit of games on the Sega Saturn that I really enjoyed. And the only thing I saw of Panzer Dragoon was some video, and that was pretty much it. I never found the game, and I never got to play it. So, and it's a real shame that I don't have a Sega Saturn anymore. Maybe I'll track one down on eBay, and if Panzer Dragoon is available, because I don't know how much the prices are for Sega Saturn games now. They could be quite expensive nowadays because of how the Sega Saturn was. With the exception if you're getting like the Japanese version of the Sega Saturn. Because the Japanese version of the Sega Saturn actually did pretty well because it was actually more popular in Japan. And I will say that it was a real shame that the Sega Saturn did not do as well as it should have in the United States because I really liked the system. I really liked it. There were quite a bit of games that I really enjoyed that I used to play on that. But unfortunately, I don't have my Sega Saturn anymore. Something happened to it, and the games that I used to have to it, unfortunately, I don't have either. So hopefully I'll get a Sega Saturn one day and see if there's any games that are cheap on eBay. But of course Panzer Dragoon was one of the games that I never got to play. And I assume what they did was remaster it by improving the graphics and whatever not. And this is the same game as the Sega Saturn but with improved graphics and whatever not. And I will say that I really enjoyed the game. I didn't have any problems with the game. The controls could be a little, the controls are a little wonky, but once you get used to them, surprisingly enough, they work pretty well. I didn't really have much to complain about the controls. The controls are actually quite good. The graphics is awesome. No question about it. I did like the graphics, and the gameplay was awesome as well. So, I'm not sure if this is going to be in my top 5 best games, but I did really enjoy it, and I'll probably enjoy it more as I play the game. I might do a walkthroughs and challenges on this game in the near future, but I really enjoyed this game for what I played of it. By the way, the story is quite a bit long, so I didn't get to the gameplay right away. I wanted to check out the story first before checking out the gameplay. But surprisingly enough, once I got into the game, it was quite fun. I didn't have no problems with it. It's a fun game. And it's going to be a tough call if I'm going to put this in my top 5 or not. Because I really liked this game. I thought it was really fun. And I will say that for people that had the Sega Saturn release, it's a blast of the past for them. So I'm giving Panzer Dragoon Remake a green card. So that's been my review of Panzer Dragoon Remake, and there are more gameplay and reviews to come. I'm going to probably do a lot because I haven't been doing as much as I should. There were no episodes in June, July, August, or September. That was quite a bit. And I want to do more before the end of the year. So you're going to expect a lot more than I usually do. I usually do like 2 a week. You might actually see 3 or 4 You never know. Because I need to do quite a bit. Because last year I did over 50 gameplay and review episodes. I want to do more than 20 because when I continued this series for 2022, I had only done like 20 or so episodes. That's it. I want to actually do more, so you're going to expect more. But for this particular review, I'm closing it. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time for another gameplay and review episode. Stay safe and stay awesome, and happy gaming. And by the way, someday I'm going to get a Sega Saturn and play the original Panzer Dragoon. Alright everybody, peace out, and happy gaming.